We're here in Sikeston, Missouri. Minor actually is kind of the little outskirts of where I think we're in, but anyway, we're at the same hotel we were at last year. Let me see if I can swing around here and show you. Yeah, Comfort Inn and Suites. Yeah. You'll have to pardon me. Eric bought supper tonight over here at Los something or others, and I did happen to have a couple of beers, so it's and we got a little puppy down here. Let's see if we can somewhere. There he is. He probably smells my dogs. So anyway, yeah. So we're here at the hotel, and we made a trip out to the track, and we did a live this morning. So some of you saw the live this morning, and we just drove until we ran out of internet connection, and I think it shut off on us somewhere around Selvin, Indiana. But and then we didn't have any internet signal till we got to Evansville, and by that time we were looking for a bathroom, because as soon as we crossed over into Kentucky, then we bought some gas. And there's the limelateda. You can tell she's loaded down. She's a sitting down pretty good there. So we had a pretty good trip. Looks like we got a couple people in there. Let me see if I can get the streaming going here. I'm just never good at this. You just have to bear with me. So, oh, 3 people in there now. I still can't see who's all in here yet. Top chat. Yeah, I want the chat. Live chat are visible. Okay. Well, I don't know. It'll pop up in a minute. But anyway, yeah, we had a pretty good trip down. We got that last leg. We were burning some 87 octane in this thing, and we got 15.9, 16.6, that was it, 16.6 miles to the gallon. But I'll tell you, when we got down here, we had a couple of issues. Oh, it looks like Skip's Dark Hollow Garage. Well, there's Skip. Okay. So, see you soon. We're loaded up. Yeah, well, that's good. We'll see you tomorrow. We've been out to the track already once, but yeah, so we got fairly good gas mileage, better than I thought we would get, actually, to be honest with you. And I did notice one thing. Twisted Mo Power Garage. Hello, everybody. Yeah. I did notice one thing, though. We used some transmission fluid coming down here, and it's not leaking it. So I guess that FMX should have a vacuum modulator on the side of the transmission. And it seems like years ago I had one of those that started leaking by, and it sucks it up into the manifold and burns it. So I didn't notice any smoke coming out of it, and we didn't use any oil. So, but the transmission fluid went down some. So I'm assuming that we had, something's going on somewhere. So we're going to try to check into that tomorrow. Also, we had an issue with the alternator, because, this thing doesn't have any power accessories on it much at all. Well, it had air conditioning, but it doesn't have that now. But it's got a 60 amp alternator on it from the factory. But if you watch the videos at all, you know that it's got that Fomoco dual electric fan setup that the previous owner put on there. And that thing really sucks a lot of energy. I mean, we're talking those, I put the amp gauge on that, those things pull, each one of those fans pulls 15 amps, so that's 30 amps. So even though the battery is good, I noticed when you're in traffic and it's idling a lot, and of course that's usually when the fan kicks on, because it starts getting warmer. why it won't handle that kind of amperage. The amp meter bogs down to like 10 amps, and so probably going to have to upgrade that alternator on there, I'm guessing. So anyway, I don't know if there's anybody else staying at this hotel with the NoNameNationals, because, you know, it's only Wednesday evening, for goodness sakes, and a lot of people are coming tomorrow. So we're here early. There's no doubt about that. So anyway, yeah. But we stayed at this same hotel last year, so hey, Eric 2 is in there. Yo. So yeah, it's like somebody else is coming into the hotel right there. And it's early down here, guys. I mean, it's only 5:09 down here, 6 o'clock our time. But you know, we're on Missouri time right now. And it did rain today, so I'm hoping that the rest of the radar and the projected forecast shows that, at least currently, that we shouldn't have any more rain. This is going to kind of work out of here tonight, so that's going to be great. We saw out at the track today, John and Dallas, they were working hard to get everything ready for us. It's a wonderful group of people doing all this work for us to be able to have this event. And yeah, I'm sure there's more than just those two, but that's the two I saw that I recognized today. So you know, if you run into them, just tell them thanks, you know, because it is kind of nice. So we got the Drury Inn over there across the road, and then the Pear Tree Inn, which I thought was an interesting name of a hotel. But anyway, yeah, there's this thing. So they're painting the front of this hotel. They got everything taped off, and they were painting today when we got here. But I'd say they probably kind of got shut down by the rain. So anyway, I don't know who all's coming tomorrow. I've been trying to keep up on all of the NoNameNational stuff going on. You know, everybody's live events, and oh my gosh, today there must have just been a ton of shorts and stuff of people, you know, heading to the track. And we did run into some people out at the track. There was a few people there already early. You can check out their videos. So yeah, I mean, there's things going on. But kind of wanted to come in live and say hi to everybody anyway, and just show you around. This is a nice area. I used to live down in Missouri. Not so much in this part down here in what I always called the boot heel, but I used to live over in Mountain View, Missouri. And then I was stationed at Whiteman Air Force Base, which is up by Warrensburg. It's in a little town called Knobnoster on Highway 50. And so I used to live up there. In fact, Eric, who's with me today, you know, my son, he was born here in Missouri in Mountain View, and which is probably 80 miles west of here, not too far. And then, of course, we lived at Whiteman Air Force Base area for probably 8 years when he was little. I don't know, 7 or 8 years, something like that. But yeah, so it's a nice area. Missouri is a good state, actually, I think. But yeah, that's the little restaurant we lived at. We ate at tonight, right over there. Right there. Yeah. So anyway, it was pretty good. I would recommend it. Yeah, it was pretty good. So anyway, Twisted Mopar Garage is in there. Skips, whoops, come on now. Skip's Dark Hollow Garage, and Eric the Second. Yep, 3 people watching, so that's cool. Yeah, it's just a live event here in Sikeston, Missouri. Well, minor actually, but it's all kind of one community anymore. It's big. Now, years ago when I lived around here, these towns were not so co-mingled, you know, as they are now. But that was a lifetime ago. So yeah, I haven't heard from some of the people that were here last year, and I haven't kept up with their channels to know if they're coming for sure, but hopefully I'll get to see some of the folks, you know, like Steven from Just Drive It, and hey, you know, what's that guy, the guy up there in Idaho? Yeah, Barrow's Garage. Hopefully he's going to make it. I don't know if they're coming or not. I just don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. Let's see. Mountain View is like 143 miles from here. Is that right? So it's further than I thought. There's Rich from GT 350. Okay, cool. Glad you could make it in here. So Mountain View, Missouri is a little further than I thought. But yeah, I guess we are quite a ways from, yeah, that's probably true. You know, it's just been a long time. So there is the old girl that made it. So yeah, the car's got the car's got 83,000 plus miles on it. It's been sitting for a long time, and you know, if you've watched the videos on it, you know we've just been through everything with it. It's been one thing after another, and of course now, like I said earlier, now it's using transmission fluid somewhere, and I know it's not leaking it out, so it's got to be sucking it through and burning it through the vacuum system. That's the only thing I can figure. But I don't know if we can see the exhaust pipes on it or not, and see if they're chalky and black. I can't tell. I don't know if we can see them. Can't really tell. I'd have to get them into there a little bit. Well, they do look a little black. Can you see that? Right there. Maybe it is burning it. I didn't notice anything, you know, out the rear view mirrors or anything, but that doesn't mean anything. It probably, in 300 miles or whatever we drove, because we went through the country, so it was a little further, but we probably used I don't know, a pint of transmission fluid anyway. So we'll top that off tomorrow. We'll try to kind of keep an eye on it. The biggest thing, like I said, is that charging system is just not built to run those modern day fans. We stopped by O'Reilly's, and the guy down there, can't remember his name. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. He may be watching, because I gave him a card and told him to check in, but he looked everything up on it, and the car, of course, did not come out with electric fans, but he was looking at those fans on the car and the part number and stuff, and he said they came off of an F-250. He didn't tell me what year. So those big fans, you know, he said that ought to keep it cool, and I said, well, it does keep it cool, but the problem is it really robs a lot of the electricity that old alternator is making. So anyway, but you know, it is what it is. We got 4 thumbs up. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. That means a lot. If you didn't watch today's video that came out this morning at 6:30 on the windshield, you ought to go and check it out, because you can see we got a windshield in there that has no cracks now. Now, that is not the correct windshield, because this windshield requires, you can see right here, this is a 7 799, and this car requires a 798, which is not made anymore. There is not a company that's making that. And the glass company that I deal with, both on our houses that we redo on DuBois County Flips, along with anything we need done with automotive, they looked everywhere, and they were able to find one windshield, and I think it was in New Zealand, believe it or not, so it's not even in the country. One windshield for that, with that number, that will fit that car, new, and it was going to be like $1,700. Well, I mean, it's just not worth that to me. So we did the next best thing and went down to the junkyard and found a two-door hardtop, or no, I'm sorry, a four-door hardtop, because this is a four-door post car, or a sedan. And believe it or not, this thing, the windshield is 2.5, almost 3 inches taller than the one for the hardtop. And the hardtop is wider, so that was kind of the issue, that they couldn't get it to fit. So looks like we're dancing alone rentals. Dang, I'm watching KC and the Sunshine Band. You have their car, yeah. Well, I got to tell you, this paint color is called Chartreuse, so it may be KC and the Sunshine Band. I remember them when I was in high school. So anyway, yeah, we're just out here hanging out. Looks like we got a kitty over here. We had a dog earlier in the video, a little poodle, and now we've got a kitty. What are you doing? I don't need you over here by me. Yeah, meow. I know. Well, if I'd learned to run this camera right, there we go. Oh boy, we got another one coming in too. Okay, we might have some fun right here. I don't know. Them things look like they might be related. What do you think? All right. Don't know much about cats. Dogs? Yeah, maybe. I know a little bit, but anyway. Well, we've been on here about 18 minutes now. We got 6 people in here. That's cool. Hey, LP. You guys are probably on the road or getting ready to be. I saw that you're going to be driving somebody's truck. I forget who it is, with a trailer and pulling that JB's vehicle down here. So glad you're on there. Looks like we got Dean Stevens. Howdy. Yeah. LP. I noticed in your video there, JB's, you were sitting down. You were on vacation. I thought that was pretty cool, actually. He was trying to get you to help, and you were like, I'm on vacation till after the NoNameNationals. So I think that's pretty funny, personally. But I got a pretty good kick out of that video. So yeah. So we actually had a really good day in driving. It didn't start raining until we got down here. It started sprinkling when we drove over to the track. I took some pictures early before the track filled up. I want to try to take some video tomorrow after everybody gets there, just kind of show the difference. And yeah, it was kind of cool. Talked to a few people out there. And yeah, it's like we got somebody else in there. Skip's Dark Hollows back in the mix here. LP, Dean. There's Rich. Yeah. Eric's in there. So yeah, lots going on. Hello, Lars. Yes. We were laughing about your video today, Lars, where you had your goggles on and you went through the car wash, and then you decided, man, this is definitely not a good thing. Yeah, Eric and I got tickled about that coming down here. We was talking about that. That was a good video. Let's see. Skip. See you in the morning, sir. Yeah. I suspect there'll be a lot of people coming in the morning. And quite honestly, the only reason we came down here today was I only had like 119 miles on this car, and I didn't know, whether we was going to have it record the rest of the way down here or what. So, but it made it, And I ain't complaining about 16.6 miles a gallon. I think that's pretty good for that boat. And yeah, so yeah, you need to do a car wash video. That'd be cool. Lars, that was funny. I mean, put your goggles on. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a good video. Oh. Yeah, I hope the old girl passes tech tomorrow. The only thing I'm kind of concerned about, and I could have taken a picture of it and emailed it to John, but I can easily fix it. But the only thing I'm really kind of worried about is probably my overflow tank, which is made out of that Jack Daniels bottle. But yeah. Yeah, so anyway. Yep. Boy, it's a beautiful evening, I can tell you that. For those of you camping out there tonight, I think you're going to have a beautiful evening. I believe the rain, even though it looks, I'll shine up here, or raise it up here a little bit. Even though it looks kind of cloudy yet, I think the rain is out of here, so it's going to be nice. I got a feeling this year's event's going to be a lot bigger, which is okay, To me, this No Name National thing is more like a family reunion, and we were kind of talking about that coming down here today. We used to go to the family reunions, and there was always as much junk brought along as we did with this car, that's for sure. I mean, this thing is just loaded down with stuff. But it's kind of like that, because you don't get to see people that often, and then all of a sudden everybody gets together and you visits, and so anyway, look at the toe of the camber and caster on that wheel right there. I believe that's out just a little bit. What do you think? Anyway, I don't know what all these school buses are doing here, but that one's called First Student. So is this one. I don't know what that means. You'll have to comment down below if you know what that means, because I don't. It's probably some new school thing that I don't know anything about. Anyway. JD approved pending. Approval pending. Oh, there you go. Okay. There goes the cats again. They're frolicking around in the neighborhood. Do cats frolic? I don't know. Yeah, go ahead and be sure and throw a thumbs up there and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. That'd be cool too. We did hit our 2,500 mark this week, which I wanted to do before we got to the No Name Nationals. My goal, and I think I might have said it on one of the videos earlier on this summer, but I wanted to try to hit 2,500 before we actually came down here, and we did. That's cool. It's all because of you guys and gals. Yeah, I use the word guys as meaning everyone, you know, human beings, people that subscribe, you know, whatever. I'm kind of old school. That's just the slang I use. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Oh, looks like some people dropped out. They're probably going to eat. I got hungry a while ago. I had to go eat. I think I got a text from Tadlock's tool shed this morning, and I think they're going to wind up coming down. So Eric says that's a short bus. Huh? Well, that could be. I don't know nothing about it. Anyway, I got a text from Tadlock's tool shed, and he said they were going to wind up coming down anyway. He doesn't have his trike fixed, but he's coming down anyway, so that's good. We'll get to see him. And Barrow's Garage, hello everybody. I am good, Barrows. I am good, and glad. Are you coming? Since you're on here, I was wondering earlier if you guys are coming this year, because I hadn't. I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched a lot of the lives that have been, you know, been going on. I watched a little bit of your last live yesterday while I was packing, so I just didn't know if you were coming down here. But if you don't know, Barrow's Garage did a caricature of me last year with my Rick's Rusty Rex, and I made some t-shirts, and I've got some stickers that I'll be giving out the next couple 3 days until they're all gone. So hit me up if you haven't got a sticker, but I think I might have one on the limelateda over here. Yes, I am down here keeping things brand used, you bet. So yeah, here's one of those stickers. So like I said, Barrows did that caricature there of me, and I made them into some stickers. So if you don't have one of those, you hit me up. I've got plenty of them. Well, I say plenty. I've got until they're all gone, and then there'll be no more. So anyway, enough of the foolishness. But you know, that's kind of what everything on this channel is foolishness. So I just like to have a good time, and you know, I've had people comment and say that I talk silly and trying to do that just to get views, and I mean, if you know me, this is just me. I'm sorry, you know. And I'm actually, to be honest with you, I'm kind of an introvert, but when I get behind the camera, or in front of the camera, I mean, I can turn it on. So it's kind of like it. I used to play music on stage and sing, and I loved that. And then I would go home for 2 or 3 days and not talk to anybody, you know. But that's kind of the way it was with me. Let's see. Oh, Eric's Yelp. So won't be able to make it this year. Oh, I didn't know that your dad's cancer was bad. Well, I am sorry to hear that. We'll put you in our prayers for sure. I did not know that. I knew that your one car you were working on wasn't ready, but I didn't know if you were coming or not. So, well, you'll be missed. That's for sure, sir. And we'll just ask for a hedge of protection over your dad and his treatment for his cancer right now. So the good Lord above can heal anything in due time. So we hope that that takes place and that he's not suffering. That's the big thing. So anyway, maybe we'll get to see you next year. Idaho is such a far drive for me, or I might run up and visit you sometime, but that is a pretty good haul. But I'm glad to know whether you're coming or not, so that's good to know. Let's see. Oh, it looks like we got Yeah, sorry to hear that about Bear Rose's dad. Yeah. So Skip went through that in '89. He says, yeah, it's not good. Yeah, well, you talk about your dad quite a bit, and have, especially about the projects he would do and different things. So I remember you talking about him. So, well, we pray that he gets better, or for sure at least doesn't have any pain. That is a terrible thing to be diagnosed with, that's for sure. Yeah, Frankenstein C20. Yeah, well, for sure. We will see you tomorrow. And I brought my Rick's Rusty Rex hat and my tie, and so we'll have to definitely do a commercial on your truck again. We'll do one on the limelateda, and anybody else that wants to do one. We're going to have to try to do it this year, though, where I think when there is not so much noise going on, because last year the ones we didn't turn out real well. I don't have a detached microphone, and so it was kind of rough doing them last year because of that. So we'll have to work it around all of the event and all of the, the noise. But hey, you know how it is at the track. It's noisy. So, and it should be. It's a track. Buck does it. Hello, everybody. Buck is in the house. Nice to see you. And I've been trying to follow along with your live events with you traveling. I know you went to Tennessee, and then you were going to head down to JB's house, I think. I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't kept up too much. So, yeah, Barrows, thanks everybody. Gotta go food is here. Oh yeah, I understand. We just got back from eating. Ate way too much. Probably drank too much too. But anyway, Eric was driving, just so you know that. Eric says he's gonna talk to us later too. So yeah. I don't know how much longer I'll be on here, guys, to be honest with you. I just kind of wanted to get on here. I told everybody I'd try to do a live every day of the event at some point, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. So dang, Buck is in and out. Yeah, he was in and out, wasn't he? Well, I'm just glad he came in. Buck does some cool things on his channel. Well, I like that CUDA build he's doing, for one thing. I'm kind of partial to Mopars, and I'm standing here looking at my Ford, but as you can remember, last year I had my '79 Mopar, but which is really not a muscle car, but they were trying to resurrect the muscle car industry. But you can see that I still have my sticker on here. I'd rather push a Mopar than drive a Ford, but of course, I'm driving a Ford. So anyway, but I really like that's a damn good parking job. That's right. Eric parked the limelateda tonight. So yeah, but I really like that CUDA that Buck's working on. I'm excited. Well, I'm excited to see the Buck too. The Skylark or whatever that thing is, Buick thing. And of course I want to see him and JB run. That's going to be a cool little race to see that trash truck run down the track. But yeah, I really like those Mopars. I will have you a sticker. Yes, sir. Well, that'll be great. I've got one for you too. Just come and stop by. I've got several stickers, and when they're all gone, they're all gone. I'll just have to get some more. But we definitely need to get a Skip's Dark Hollow sticker on there, because we ain't got one. Now, last year, these are all stickers that I got this year, so from everybody. And last year, of course, if you go back and look at the videos, all of the stickers that I had on there were from last year on the '79 Chrysler 300. But the only sticker I've got that's the same is this one. I think John said we were going to get to use our same numbers, so that's kind of why I went ahead and put the 43 back on there. If that is not the case, I guess they'll let me know tomorrow. But Frankenstein says he's got C10 has got stickers for everybody too, so that's great. That is great. That is a cool truck. And I know he had it down there last year, but he's been doing some more stuff to it, so yeah, it's definitely a cool truck. Dave Heichelbeck is in the house. Did you play golf today, Dave? Yeah, it looks good. Dave, we took this thing on its maiden voyage. Dave is a gentleman friend of mine that we play golf together, and we took this on its maiden voyage up to the golf course. And when I picked him up, he was all excited, and then I told him, I said, well, I haven't driven it yet, so I don't even know if we'll make it, you know. So Dave's in the house. Dean Stevenson, looks like Frankenstein, yeah. Bear Rose Garage, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Looks like we got our puppy back again. I did play golf today, he says. Well, that's good. Well, it was sure a beautiful day on our drive. It didn't start raining until we got down here. And then it rained. Oh, it didn't rain a whole lot, but, you know, there's some water standing around, so it rained a little. Let's see. Dean, why can I not read that one? Looks like they got the 389 ready to load. Okay. I expecting nothing less than an S10 eater. Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a good run. Yeah. I definitely want to make sure I get some footage of that race. Talked to Junkyard Willie today. So he is planning on coming, as far as I know. He's driving that Ratty Riviera again. So if he makes he's got like an 1,100 mile track. So if he makes it, he'll be here, I know. And that was a good one to see run down the track. I'm into the racing thing for actual real race cars, but to me, these old cars, you know, just old cars drug out of a field or out of somebody's yard and getting them running is I think is really cool to see go down the track, because there's just not a lot of places where you can actually do that. The racetrack that's up somewhat close to us, in New Hope, Indiana, I think is the name of the place. I don't know, but that's not the name of the place, but that's the name of the little town. They actually have a stock class like this that you can run in, and I've been going to go up there all summer, but you know, the car is just now running, so I haven't been able to do that. It's a typical thing. Enjoy Lambert's. Well, we will. That's tomorrow night. So tomorrow night at 5 p.m. is an impromptu car show at Lambert's. So you'll get your throat roll and some good food, and you're going to get to see a lot of cool cars. So yeah, that's tomorrow here in Sikeston. And if you haven't been to Lambert's in years, which I hadn't been till last year, it's not even in the same building. It's not even the same location. It is a really big place now. Still has good food and everything, but I mean, that part, and they throw the rolls and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I like to call them biscuits, but I got corrected on that 2 or 3 times last year. It's kind of like calling Cairo, or Cairo, which is what they call it if you're from around here. So anyway, you learn that kind of stuff when you're out and traveling the country and getting these cars out and driving them around, and that's the whole purpose for me anyway. So yeah, this is probably the last big adventure this year is this. I'm gonna go, I might make it down to Bowling Green for Ford Fest. I think that's in 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. We've got some other events that we have to go to, family events. So I don't know if I'm going to get down there or not, but I'm going to try to do some stuff like that. Let's see. I'm looking forward to this. Meet up with Buck around 6:30, then heading to Clint's Street Machines, and then to JB's. We will swap out the tow vehicle. That's right. Yeah, that's right. You're the one that's got, you're going to drive your car, and then he's going to put his on your trailer. That's right. I saw that. Yeah. Chuck some biscuits. That's right. Yeah, that's kind of what I call it, but, you know, I got corrected last year several times. But, hey, that's all right. Correct me. I don't care. I never was correct about things to start with, so anyway. Yeah, I even got me a clean hat for the event. I ordered that, I didn't order this hat, but I ordered a kit for this limelateda over here to operate the electric fans that are on it. So, you know, it came with the little ice cube things and the wiring and the breakers. And when I ordered that, I paid for the 2-year warranty on it because I thought, you know, you don't know my luck, so I'm buying the warranty. And when I did, they sent me a hat, so I guess it was worth that. Rolls in orbit. Yeah, you know, last year I remember Jeff from Two Hacks Garage. At one point, somehow he talked him into letting him throw the rolls, and he was throwing them, and he was hammering them down. Now I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but he was flat putting them out there. I don't know what we got a trash barrel for out here in the parking lot. I guess, do we burn trash out here? Is that what we do? I don't know. It looks like it's full of trash. Anyway, don't know a whole lot, but looks like we've been on here about 42 minutes. 12 people. It's looking good. I appreciate that. 10 likes, so that's always good. And just kind of wanted to get on here because like I said earlier, this is something I wanted to do every night when we were down here, or at some point during each day. I'll say it that way. It might not. We may do a live tomorrow in the afternoon. I don't know. It would be nice to do a live over at Lambert's tomorrow when we have the impromptu car show. If I've got a good enough signal over there, I may do that. If I don't, you know, I may not. So we'll just kind of see. We'll just play it by ear. They said they're going to have the Wi-Fi and stuff set up good at the track this year. It worked pretty good last year for me. Some people were having problems. I don't know, but it worked pretty good for me last year. This hotel has excellent Wi-Fi. It's one of the reasons I wanted to stay here again, because I'll be able to get on tonight and do some editing and uploading, and it goes fast, and so that works good. So, Craney's Hot Rod Garage. Yeah, glad you made it. Hope you'll have a blast. I hope to have a blast too, and appreciate that. If you haven't, Craney's Hot Rod Garage does not have a lot of videos, but he's got a couple on there, and one of them is of his truck where it blows flames. It's really cool. He's got an old truck. I think I filmed him last year about this time, or maybe it was in October of last year at the I think it's the car show, Bristow, Indiana car show. So you can go back and you can watch that video, and his truck is in there. Real nice people. I believe they're from Kentucky, but not real sure. So gotta run. See you tomorrow. Well, thanks for stopping in, Skip. Yeah. Here we go. Here's a Volkswagen. It's got some damage on the side of it here. Maybe it ran into something, you think? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I just love this trailer here with these pallets on it. Definitely has been overloaded at some point. Because that old wheel is kind of kicked out a little, you know? Anyway. Looks like there's still 9 of you in here. I don't know why you'd be wanting to watch my channel, but I sure appreciate you doing it. As many of you know, I've been on this YouTube thing for about 15 years, and until I kind of luckily dropped into the NoNameNationals stuff about a year and a half ago, I was like searching for someone or some event or something that I would enjoy, and this NoNameNational thing is a blast. And it's just it's been a real blessing to me. I think John said the other night on his live, I was the first one to make 500 subscribers to be able to come to the NoNameNationals. That's kind of cool. I never really thought of it before, but last year, well, Eric and I actually were talking about it coming down here. So last year at this time, I had my 500. I had about 600 subscribers, maybe 700. I don't know. I'd have to look back and figure it out. But yes, Bristow is where he's from Utica, Kentucky. That's what I thought. I remember that now. So, well, I'm glad you're in here, guy. Yes, the windshield did stay in. Listen, those guys went far and beyond what anybody else would have done, because if you look at this thing, you can see right here that this windshield is like about 2.5 inches too short. So when you set it down in here, of course, there was a gap here, and it wasn't shaped correctly because this was for a hardtop and not a sedan. So not only did they cut 1.5 inches or so off of each edge, and they also had to cut, because the hardtop goes up like this, and because it slants down more, and so they had to cut that out too. So it was crazy. But that was all that was available. You cannot get a windshield for this car. They don't make them anymore. And who'd have thought that? I mean, I had one of these cars when I was in high school, and who'd have thought that the parts would be so rare that you can't even buy them, And, nobody wants this big behemoth. I get it, 4,000 pounds, and it's got 152 horsepower. I mean, I get it, but you just wouldn't think in our country that you wouldn't be able to get parts. I don't know, I'm sure somebody owns the mold for that windshield, but I don't know who that would be. Maybe some of you out there know, but it's working. It did not fall out, and that's a good thing. So yeah, thought I'd stay on here for a few more minutes, and just because I said I was going to try to do an hour live every night, or sometime during the day, whether it's at night or what. So yeah, we'll stay on here a few more minutes. If you got any questions to ask, you can always comment, and I'll try to answer them if I see them. They go pretty fast on this screen, and I never have learned how to really use this thing properly, probably. I don't do enough lives to be proficient at it. And doing a live here on my phone through YouTube is different than doing it when I do it on my computer at home, because I use that software, which I cannot think of the name of currently, and it makes it a lot easier. YouTube's probably easy too if you do it enough, but I really don't do it much. So, does that car have a 4-barrel? No, it does not. It has a 2-barrel carburetor. 351 modified with a 2-barrel carburetor. So here, let me just pop the hood, and you can see it. See if I can get it up here while I'm running the camera at the same time. That ought to be exciting. After I drank 2 Del Sakis over there, or whatever that was. Double X dark. Dos Equis. Yeah, something. Does it have positive track? No, it does not. And I didn't know whether it would or not. Well, I assumed it probably didn't, but it does not. It's a one-wheel peel. So, and I don't have the original air cleaner. That air cleaner came with the car. You know, I call it 2-barrel under glass, you know. So, anyway, yeah. And of course, this is the modification I was talking about earlier. I didn't do this. It came with the car like that. None of it was hooked up, but I don't know where the shroud went to. I don't know where the fan went to. I don't have that. And so I was stuck with using this because I could not find parts in the junkyard to put the right stuff back on it. So no, so it's a 351 modified, and I think the book shows that this car in '76 would have had 152 horsepower. So you know, that's just really a lot of ponies pulling this 4,000-pound behemoth. So yeah, it's probably about 200 horsepower shy of what it ought to have. But that was during the 70s when the oil embargo hit and all of that fictitious stuff happened with everybody trying to make fuel economy, and so this is what you got. But anyway, that cost you 2/10. Okay. Yeah, it would have been nice to have had a posi track, but, and I thought about, if I'd have had time, I was thinking about taking the rear end apart, and you know, do a Lincoln locker on it for better, lack of better terms. You know, I could do that, but you know, if I'm going to drive the car around, you know, it makes it kind of rough on tire wear and bearings and everything if they're turning the same time. So yeah, but you know, it's not meant to go down the drag strip. It's just fun to take it down the drag strip. So like I said, the only thing that may keep us tomorrow from passing tech is, I said that earlier, I was talking about it, but I didn't show it, but is my overflow tank. This car did not come with an overflow tank. If you're familiar with these old Fords, these things were meant, basically the overflow tank is the top 4 inches of the radiator. So you don't fill this thing up but that far. And then as it expands, it goes up and down in the tank, and you don't have an overflow tank. What they had was this hose running down through, I don't know if I can show it or not, but there's a place where it's actually like a road draft tube. It just goes down there and it dribbles on the ground. So you can't have that on the track. So I made me an overflow tank with that old Jack Daniels bottle. I think it looks cool. The problem that I may have is because it's out of glass. It's not a plastic bottle. So if it does, I'll go get me a 2-liter soda bottle and we'll change it out. So anyway, a lot of old cars did have glass bottles. You're correct. My grandfather had, I think it was a 62 maybe, Chevy Impala, and it had glass bottles for the overflow on the tank, and it also had a glass bottle for the windshield washer fluid. And if I remember correctly, I might not have the year correct, but I'm sure it was a Chevrolet. It would have been a GM product if my grandfather had it, that's for sure, because he worked for General Motors. And although my grandmother had a Ford once, he was not a Ford man at all. So, but anyway, yeah, that's another story for another time in another place. So we got somebody up here in the window acting a fool, so that's cool. Wanted to be on TV, I guess. I didn't get swung around in time. So anyway, well, I appreciate you guys watching tonight. I guess we'll kind of wrap this thing up a little bit. got 11 likes and 9 people are still in there watching this silliness. And so, yeah, I guess we'll see you all tomorrow at the track. And for those of you that aren't coming to the track, we'll see you when we do a live tomorrow. So we'll get to do that. Like I said, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow night or tomorrow during the day. It's just going to be whenever I get a chance to do it, because I know the next 3 days is going to be busy. And if you don't get to chime in on the live, you can always watch it afterwards. You know, you can always do that. So anyway, with that, be sure and share and like. And again, thank you for subscribing. It's awesome to have 2,500 plus subscribers, and it's all because of you. Yeah, good night. Have a blast. Thanks for coming in, man. And yeah, Craney's Body Shop, or Craney's, sorry, there's a Craney's Body Shop around me, so sorry. Hot Rod Garage, yeah. I hope to see you actually in Bristol. Bristow, I'll say it correctly. We were in Bristol this year for Power Tour, which I have not released that video yet. That's coming up. Kind of got behind on some of that Power Tour stuff, and you know, probably drop that later. But we were in Bristow, Tennessee, so 2 different places. All right, so like I said, appreciate you coming out, and you guys have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Now, how do you stop this thing? I never can remember. That is not it. There we go. That is not it. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes, I'm sure.